Hello again, and welcome to the latest edition of my transition vlog. Well, since doing all this blogging and vlogging and whatever else you call it, my life has just opened up in all sorts of ways that you would never imagine. And I'm going to tell you about one that's happened today. So with me, I have Tracy Dean Powell, who is an actor, musician, writer, director, and all-round good egg. And she's going to tell me a bit of what happened. So Tracy, thanks for doing this. So would you like to spill?
Oh, you're welcome. When I first saw your vlog about when you had your deed poll to change your name, so I thought that actually, because I was doing this play called Menopause Madness, that if I contacted you, because you seemed very approachable and very open, and so I thought, well, okay, I'm going to chance my luck and sort of contact you to see if you'd be very kind to lend a guiding eye on the rehearsals, so you could oversee and just give me some guidelines so I don't make any faux pas. And I actually did credit to the character of Simone. And luckily for me, you replied to me and you said, yes, no problem, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, so, I was really honoured that you'd asked me. I thought it was great that you'd actually asked a transgender person to come and oversee it. I thought it was fantastic.
It's very important for me as a writer to get this right. With something, comedy is a very personal thing anyway, so you always put your sort of reputation on the line, because some people find some things funny and some people don't. It's very personal. But when I was doing Menopause Madness, it added the extra pressure because I really had to do this play with respect, and I had to be very, very careful that the character of Simone and the whole performance and production was right, because as a writer, if I didn't get it right, all the good stuff I've done previously would go out the window and they'd only remember this bad production that I did. So I was very grateful that you actually came along and said, yes, of course it will. And because you actually came, Katie, and said, oh yes, I'll be happy to do that for you, I then thought, right, I'm on a roll here.
So I've got you now.
I'm on a roll. I'm going to send you another email, which actually took over an hour to write, because
really?
I drafted it, redrafted it, changed this word, changed that word, because I thought, I didn't want to be too pushy, or I didn't want to sound a weird stalker, or, something, So once I'd determined what I was going to write, I sent it to you, asking if you would ever consider taking on the role of Simone. And I couldn't believe my luck when you replied and said, I've never done any acting, but I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Because knowing what I do, the little bit I did know of you, is that you were very outgoing. To do the vlogs that you do.
I'm quite shy, really.
Yeah. So am I, can't you tell? So I knew that you weren't going to be frightened of an audience. And
big show off, really.
Well, you are a natural. You are very natural, gifted, because you have stage presence. And although you've never acted before, I really feel that I can bring out the best out of you on stage. And I know you'll do Simone credit.
If I can remember my lines, that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to say I've never done any acting. I haven't had any acting training or experience at all. But it's just one of those things that when you offered it to me, I just thought, wow, that just sounds a lot of fun. And I just thought, I've just got to embrace these new opportunities. And I thought it's one of those things that if I said no to it, I think I'd regret it. So I thought, just give it all I've got. Have a go along and see what it's like. And I went along to the first rehearsal and absolutely loved it. And the other actors, I've got to say, are absolutely fabulous. They really are amazing. And I'm just a bit worried that I'm going to let you down.
No, you won't. I mean, I've worked with many people that haven't acted before, and I've never let anyone flounder yet.
No pressure then.
No pressure. You'll be fine. You're in good hands, don't worry.
Jolly good. So yeah, I mean, rehearsals are well underway. We've just moved to the village hall now to do it. So we're just set up. We're about to go into another rehearsal. So do you want to tell us where the play is play is and how we can get tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be at Whissendine Village Hall, little village called Whissendine in Rutland. It's going to be on the 5th and 6th of October. There's 2 one-act plays happening then. We've got Sticky Situation, which is about a group of WI women who go into a baking competition, and it goes a little bit way how you thought.
It's very funny. It's very funny. I mean, I'm not in it, and I just watch it, and I enjoy watching it. It's great.
It's a fun play. And then the second play is Menopause Madness. So they start at 7:30. There's a licensed bar from 7 o'clock, so people can enjoy a little glass of wine or a tip or whatever at 7. And then the production will start at 7:30. And say Sticky Situation will be first, and then Menopause Madness will be in the second half. So yeah, it's going to be a fun evening for everybody.
So I'll have plenty of time to get nervous then if it's in the second half, won't I?
Exactly.
I'll be in the bar. Be slurring my lines.
You will be great. You will be absolutely great.
So, I've got to hand credit to you. The play itself, Menopause Madness, is superb. I think to get 2 serious subjects of menopause and transgender issues into a comedy in the space of about 40 minutes is amazing, and it's a very funny play, but it treats the subjects with respect and really does do justice to them. So I think you've done incredibly well to do that. Very well done.
When the play was first written, it was over 2 years ago.
Right.
And my first intention was to draw attention to the problems that women go through the menopause, because it's something that is never really talked about, and women go through this. Although it's thought, you go through it and it's natural and just get on with it, the truth of the matter is that it absolutely wrecks women's lives for a while. It wrecks marriages and it destroys their quality of life. So I wanted to bring these issues to light, but under the genre of comedy. And I introduced Simone as a transgender character. One, to identify and bring in the issue of transgender, but also in a way to bring the sort of subject of bullying in a way, because I'm a fierce believer that I want to protect vulnerable people, and Simone as a transgender is quite vulnerable, and vulnerable people can be often the victims of bullying. And so Menopause Madness, I introduced Simone so the audience can actually look and say, actually, this bullying is unacceptable, because one of the characters is quite verbal and quite aggressive.
As I found out to my cost.
As you found out. So I wanted to address this issue as well, because any form of bullying is not acceptable. And hopefully the message from the play, from the audience, will be one of actually acceptance, understanding, and obviously having a good time and good entertainment. But the message there is going to be just raising these important issues in hopefully a very light-hearted way, but also a serious way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I really felt it, because, say, having no acting experience, I wasn't used to getting into character or anything. And on the first rehearsal, it was just really a read-through, so we weren't really saying the lines with much passion or anything then. But on the second rehearsal, I was really taken aback by one of the actresses, Jan, who plays Jean, and she's the one who does this bullying. And she'd learnt a lot of her lines already. She was amazing. And it really took me aback, because then she delivered them with eye contact and venom. And I just thought, wow, I hadn't really experienced much of that. I've been very lucky, to be honest. I don't think a lot of trans people have experienced a lot more than I have. And it really took me back. And I had to think, actually, no, when I'm here, I have to get myself into character. I'm Simone, I'm not Katie.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm learning to do that, and hopefully I'll be able to give as good as I get back.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I loved you to come forward to play Simone, because I needed someone to give her own identity and make her shine. And although I had a very talented actor who was originally going to play Simone, what you can add to the character is actually you can bring her to life. and make her your own. So Simone, I know, will really, really shine and come to life under your guidance and your acting skills. And also it helps the cast, because they are already bonding with Simone and working well with her. So it would have been a different dynamic had they been playing with a straight actor playing a transgender role. So it's helped the cast enormously because you've taken on this role. So, you know, it's great. And if anyone wants tickets, then there's various ways they can get them. As you know, they can telephone me, which is 01664 474 437. My mobile is 07955 21 33 27. That's my statistics. And then email tdp.music@btinternet.com. So there's various ways they can get tickets, because I'm sure everyone will want to come to see you, Katie.
Don't bring rotten eggs though, will you? That won't be good. Or tomatoes. We don't want any of that. We don't want any of that at all. But I'm really looking forward to the performances, and I'm actually just loving the process of the rehearsals. It's great, and to be honest, I'm really going to miss it once it stops, because it's a brilliant new dimension to my life, and I'm absolutely loving it. So thank you so much for inviting me to do it and trusting me with your great work. So thanks ever so much.
Oh, just thank you. Thank you for being part of it.
It's a real love in here, isn't it? So that's it. So it'd be great to see you if you can come along. We'd love to see you. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching this one, and see you on the next vlog.
Bye.